Hello, and welcome to 3-2 Tuesday for Tuesday, July the 7th. I am your host, Bonaparte, and with me is your hostess, Yulia.
Hello.
So this is our first episode in July of 2026.
Is it?
It is.
What did we do for July 1st?
That was last Wednesday.
So it's not our first episode in July.
It is.
No,
Because
it's not.
July 1st was a Wednesday.
Oh.
Yeah.
See. Listen, some days I'm pretty and some days I'm smart. And I think you might have gotten me on a pretty day.
She's so pretty.
Anyway.
But more amazing than that is it's over halfway through the year.
That's incredible to me.
It is.
I can't believe what happened to the first half of 2026?
It folded into July 1st.
Good grief.
Yes, it just happened.
Oh, yeah.
Throughout this calendar year, we have kept saying to each other, when we get a weekend free. And it has been 6 months of not having a weekend free.
No. And listen, I'm not begrudging it because it's nice to have a dance card that's full.
Indeed.
But at the same time, it's like, oh my God, can I please just have like a weekend to do nothing and let my brain rot?
Right. And yeah, it wasn't this weekend.
Nope, sure wasn't.
Not the long, although we did have a good long weekend.
We did.
Yeah.
We did. And we did some fun stuff.
We did.
We got invited to an anti-American party yesterday. So we're taping this. We record on the Sunday usually before the Tuesday that we release.
Right.
The magic of podcasting.
Indeed.
Right. So we usually record on a Sunday. And yesterday here was the July 4th. And, you know, we feel some kind of way about things that are going on right now. And our friends are mostly of the same mindset. And so we got invited to an anti-American party yesterday.
Yeah, it was called an un-American party. A little
Well,
more
yeah,
politically
I'm
correct.
sorry. Yeah. Un-American. Sorry, not anti-American, because I don't think we're really anti-American.
We're not, no.
But
We're anti-fascist.
yeah. And there's a lot of un-American. Un-American, as it turns out, means a lot of different things to a lot of different people.
Indeed.
But so the theme yesterday was Taskmaster.
Yes.
Which was awesome. But also we had part of our tasks, the overarching theme was un-American. And so we did some very un-American things. Mm-hmm. And that was a lot of fun. We got together with our friends, and Bonaparte won. He won the whole thing.
I did. Ironically enough, being the one who is literally the most un-American, having not been born here.
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
We had to bring in our un-American items for judgment. We had to perform some un-American tasks.
Yeah.
It was pretty good.
It was.
I enjoyed it. And we listened to techno versions of national anthems from around the world.
Yeah,
for our musical backdrop.
Yeah,
it was pretty good.
It was really neat.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yes.
And what do we do? Oh, and in preparation for that, we're working backwards. In preparation for that, one of our things was we had to make foods that were un-American.
Right.
And being that we have a strong Canadian contingency in this house, we decided to really lean in.
We did.
And so we made poutine and Nanaimo bars, which Nanaimo bars, that's a new one on me. I'd never had them before. I've never made them before. They're delicious. They are not diet friendly.
They are not. They really should ship with, in addition to the layer of custard that's in there, maybe a thin layer of toothpaste to go along with it.
Yeah, right? Because like my teeth, I'm not lying. Like my teeth hurt a little bit eating it.
Yeah, they were sweet. Oh, they were so good.
They were really good.
Yeah, you did a good job on that.
Thank you. I might cut the sugar next time I do it because I think that they were a little bit too sweet.
Yeah.
But the poutine turned out pretty good, I think.
And that was a big hit.
It was a big hit.
Yeah.
It was just pretty near ate all up.
Yeah.
And but in order to do that, we had to travel all the way up to Lancaster County to find actual cheese curds because we couldn't find them
locally.
Stoltzfus didn't have them down here.
Not at the farmer's market.
At the farmer's market, but he had them up in Lancaster.
Yeah.
That's how they get you.
That's right.
They lure you in with their cheese and then,
Yes.
buy the rest of our stuff.
That's
Would you like a shoe fly pie to go with that?
Well, yes, I would. Thank you very much.
100%.
Yes.
In fact, we did get away with a rhubarb pie.
We did. We got a rhubarb pie and a couple of jars of pickles.
Yeah.
Bunch of cheese. Got more cheese.
Yeah, we got more cheese. And we also found a really neat local soap shop up there.
Yes.
Very cool. So Christian at the, whatever the soap store is. Oh, Village Soap or...
I think it was Village Soap in Kitchen Kettle Village in, depending on how you want to call it, Intercourse, Pennsylvania or Cross Keys, Pennsylvania.
I think it's technically an Intercourse.
I believe it is. It was originally called Cross Keys.
Yeah.
But somewhere along the way it got changed.
Yeah. But yeah, a fellow there by the name of Christian, he was super cool and very helpful and super nice. And I'm sure he does not listen to this podcast.
I'm positive he does not.
But if you ever happen to be up in the Lancaster County area and you happen to visit Kitchen Kettle, do drop in and check out that soap shop because it's all full of free smells and it's a neat place, and Christian was super helpful and nice.
Yeah, absolutely. And, for, a personal perspective, myself, I do like to take care of myself, and I had recently last year decided I was going to stop shopping at, I even forget the name of the store now, but it was in the mall.
Bath and Body Works.
Bath and Body. I was going to stop because, they're big corporate America, and I'm trying to support small business.
Yeah.
And stumbling across this place was great, beautiful for me because they are a small business. They source all their goods locally as much as possible.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. They've got a little bit of something for everyone, including princes like me.
Yeah, it was nice because it's a curated collection of smaller businesses selling, of course there's soaps, there's body oils, there's fragrance, there's skincare items, like all kinds of just stuff to like treat yourself.
Yes, exactly.
And that's what I really liked about it.
Yeah.
And it was a cute shop, really inviting, neat array of products in there, and everything was just really beautifully done. So I'm sure we'll be back there.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
Yeah,
definitely. And we were talking about busy weekends, and next weekend's going to be busy. Yulia has a concert on Saturday night.
Yes.
And the weekend after that, we are busy because we have an outdoor art show to go to at Winterthur.
Oh, the Artisans Market.
The Artisans Market,
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun.
Yes.
Yeah. And then the weekend after that, we've got
a friend coming
in to visit. So yeah. Busy.
Yeah, then there goes
there's July.
Weekends in July.
There's July, bye.
So maybe in August we'll have a weekend free, and that falls almost literally right into Renaissance Fair times.
Yeah.
And there are 4 that we want to go to.
Yeah.
So is it 4 or is it 3? There's Maryland, Pennsylvania, Bucks County, and Delaware.
Yeah.
So there's going to be the 4.
We're going to have the 4.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in there, we're going to no, that's not until November. We're going to the Bonspiel.
Calgary. Yes. The Bonspiel, that is early November or late September.
Late September,
I think
we're
it's
going
late
down
and that
to.
you were eyeing one in early November.
Yeah.
But I believe that's the week before we go to Calgary.
It is Cool Duck.
Yes.
Yeah. So if any of our curling listeners are tuned in, we are heading down to the Triangle, to Triangle Curling Club in North Carolina.
Yep.
And that's for the over-under
spiel.
So the teams are comprised of 2 people who've been curling for more than 5 years, as defined by the USCC. And
GNCC and USA Curling.
Or I'm sorry, USA Curling, but they're curling by USA Curling rules.
Correct, yes.
Which the USA Curling definition of 5U is different than GNCC.
It is. It has recently changed.
Yeah. So US Curling, So it's two people who've been curling for more than 5 years and 2 people that have been curling for under 5 years.
Right.
And Bonaparte and I are, of course, the under 5 year.
We're still 1U.
We're still 1U.
Yeah.
And at least until August.
Yes.
Although by the time we curl, we will have been curling officially for more than 1 year. By the time we get down to
Oh yeah.
And we're going down with our good friends Dewey and Phil.
Yep.
And we've got another team going too.
Yeah, 2 Diamond State teams going down.
I'm so happy.
Yes. I'm thrilled.
Me too.
Yeah.
So will the busyness ever end? Likely not.
Probably not. We can always look forward to next year.
That's right.
Yes. See, and amidst all this, we have We have discussed wanting to go down to the beach for a weekend, going up north to New Hope for a weekend,
Going further north to New Brunswick.
for more than a weekend. So at some point we'll slow down, but I don't know when that will be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm busy. I feel like I'm busier now than I ever was like in my 20s and 30s.
I am definitely busier now than I ever was raising 4 children.
Well, I mean, no, you were busy with
Oh,
4 kids.
I certainly was, yes, but it was not anything of. Most of it was not for me, per
Yeah,
se.
yeah.
You know, it
Or
was children.
the
Yeah.
feeding and care of churns.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there we go.
There we go.
Yes.
So, being that we are on the heels of the 250th anniversary of the signing of the Declaration of Independence in these here United States, I understand that we have a theme.
We do have a theme,
Okay.
and it is loosely based on the American Revolution.
Okay.
Now, the American Revolution, I think, means something different to many people. You know, it's not quite the same, and obviously, if you are, black or African American, it might be like
Native American.
Native, right? But that said, from an idealistic, romantic view, it was a glorious time. It was a good time. If you go down to colonial Williamsburg, they do portray a very sanitized, quasi-whitewashed version of it, which is...
Oh, not quasi. It is.
Well, yeah, I'm trying to be nice.
Yeah.
But it's neat and it's interesting. And the American Revolution is something that I have grown to be, somewhat fascinated with. I love the ideals behind it. Everyone created equally, and of course, with the footnote, some more equal than others. Mm-hmm. And just the entire ideal of it, I find inspiring. And I would like to find a reason and a way for this nation to be inspired by it again without being racist or fascist.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, to be clear, racism is still alive and well in this country.
Yes.
So it's a big ask, but it's aspirational, and I have hope for it.
Yeah.
I was saying last night during our discussions at the table with our friends that, for as screwed up as things are now, maybe it has to be this way in order for us to take everything back down to brass tacks and rebuild.
There's something to be said for that.
You know what I mean? Like, okay, like we really screwed up.
Right.
Like we had this for 250 years. It's fragile. There are things now, there are considerations now that were not in place when our founding people, they didn't conceive of the things that we're dealing with.
They could not have ever conceived of instant communication.
No. So I'm hopeful that recent events are a reckoning and also a call to change and rebuild and reinvent and reimagine what our democracy will look like going forward. And I think that, sometimes, so I've talked about this before. I don't know if I've talked about it on the pod before, but you and I have talked about it a bunch of times. 2023 was a hard year for me.
Yes.
I had it was so much loss. I lost 4 pets in the course of a year. I lost a very dear friend of mine very tragically also in that same year. And I felt like my entire life had to be taken down to emotionally, I was so broken. But it ended up being the best thing in the world for me because I was able to kind of re-examine things in my life and reprioritize and restructure and kind of get my I felt like my insides were a giant tower of bricks that at the bottom there was one or two bricks that were slightly off kilter, and so as you build bricks on top of a bad foundation, if you don't stack them just so, the crookedness goes all the way up, and the unevenness goes all the way up to
Right.
the top of your tower. And my tower fell. And it was because I had a couple of real shit bricks on the bottom.
Right.
So I feel like this nation is undergoing something like that, something akin to that. Like it has to fall apart before you can build it up again.
Right.
Because it doesn't do any good to rebuild something on a shit foundation.
What? Precisely.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful. I'm really hopeful. If any of you listening follow me on Blue Sky, I reposted an article written by a Black historian about some of the origins of the revolution that we might not be aware of. I encourage you to go read it. I can't remember the name of the article at this point, but it's growing up in the Northeast. I grew up not far from Philadelphia. I grew up near Allentown.
Right.
And so because I grew up here, we are taught a version of the revolution that is, and I think that this is the case with a lot of school kids in the United States, because the United States is pretty big. There's a lot of focus on local history because they want kids to relate to it, right?
Well,
you're more
absolutely.
likely to relate to it if you're taught your local history.
Right.
So we did things like, going to Philadelphia, going to see the Betsy Ross House, going to see the Liberty Bell, going to D.C. We learned a lot about local history, local colonial history, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a lot about revolutionary history that we don't know that was part of the South's story. Because, we tend to forget that there were colonies south of Virginia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
You know, and North Carolina, South Carolina in particular, very important to how this country got built. Not in a great way. Charleston, South Carolina and Savannah, they were both major ports for the trading and sale of enslaved people.
Yes.
And I won't spoil the article. Go read it. It's fascinating, and it's a piece of history that I never knew. And that's part of, man, I love the internet and I hate it. I hate it because we're so terrible at using it, but I love the internet because we now have access to so many voices.
Right.
And so many smart people and historians that are dedicated to uncovering and telling more sides of the story.
Yes.
Because when you know better, you do better.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
And this morning my eyes were opened to something else that I hadn't thought of, but it makes perfect sense. And yeah, when this country was literally built on the backs of enslaved people.
Yeah, very much so.
And yeah, there's the story that I read horrified me, and I'm glad I know it now. Because it's like one more piece of the puzzle that's been missing, but now it paints a more clear picture,
Right.
a more complete picture.
Right, until it gets hidden by more whitewashing.
Well, and that's why we got to keep speaking up,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took the microphone. Go
It is
ahead.
all good. I'll take it back. Okay, so we have 3 songs inspired by, well, I'm not going to say the songs themselves are inspired by the American Revolution, but the theme this week is inspired by it, hence these songs.
Okay.
Now, none of these songs were recorded in 1776.
You don't say.
I don't say. I do say, however that works.
The brain cell is active.
It is. It's spinning and it's tired. But a lot of them were written, at least one, the first one we're going to talk about, was written about that time.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we are going to start with a song called Money Musk.
Money Musk.
Money Musk.
MoneyMusk.
That is it.
Money. Is it one word or 2?
Originally 1. This song has it as 2.
Money Musk. Okay.
It's a traditional Scottish fiddle tune
Oh,
that originated in Scotland in the 18th century.
okay.
So about the time of the American Revolution.
Okay.
It's a traditional Scottish tune, so nobody really knows who composed it initially, which is fine. And it was actually named after the village of Money Musk in Aberdeenshire, Scotland,
Oh, neat. Okay.
with Money Musk spelled Monymusk as one word.
Yeah, people played a little fast and loose with spellings.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah, and it would have obviously crossed the Atlantic. And by the early 1800s, it had become one of the most common dance tunes in New England.
Oh, okay.
So that is why we have Money Musk playing as our first tune. It was released on the Victor Records label in 1918
Okay.
and performed by their house Victor Military Band.
Nice.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is Money Musk.
Money Musk. Couple thoughts. They must have had that tuba player sitting right on top of the horn.
Probably, yes.
Because, and this was, you said 1918?
1918.
They were probably, I feel like they should have had this figured out by now. Like, there was no such thing, obviously, as mixing.
Correct.
That was not a thing. Everybody gathered around a big horn
Yep.
and just like screamed and or blasted into it. What is that sound?
It's the cats.
There was a mighty growl.
There was.
Yeah.
I suspect there was a particular gray cat accosting a particular white cat.
I'm positive.
Yes.
You know what? They're sparring because they're practicing for their fascist bite.
That is exactly it.
Yes.
Yes. More on that in a moment.
More on that later.
Yes.
So I feel like they should have this figured out by now with like where to put people. Oh, there they go. Where to put people around the horn to make sure that all of the parts are heard. My chief complaint, and it's not really a complaint, but my chief observation is that I couldn't hear any of the mids and I could barely hear the melody.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because as I was listening to it, I'm not a musician by any stretch, but from what I could hear, I was envisioning a simple fife and drum corps, because you had the high-end fife and you had the low-end bass beating the drums.
Oh, see, it wasn't a fife, though.
Well, no, but I could hear that, because there was no mid-range.
Yeah, but there was no fife.
Well, no, not in this one.
Yeah.
But your remark about how you couldn't hear the mid-range.
Yeah.
Because all through that song, I'm thinking, I can definitely see this being played by a Drive and Fum corps.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I only toward the very end could I hear the melody a little bit better. But it was very difficult because the whoever was sitting closest to the horn, and I definitely heard a tuba, and probably a baritone or a euphonium, however you want to call it. It was hard for me to hear the mids, and I could hear that there were mids in there. I heard clarinets in there briefly. I heard maybe some French horns. Definitely heard flute in there. Definitely heard some strings in there, but barely.
Right.
Because what I was really listening for was the melody, because I wanted to know if I recognized it. I do not, but that might be because I can't hear the melody.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was what they were working with.
Well,
That's what they had.
Yeah, exactly.
And they probably did a couple of takes with it. So when they do takes, like, what did they do? Did they listen to them back and take like the best sounding one? Or
I suspect it was, a number of things that, maybe somebody sneezed through the middle of a take, like, oh, fuck, we got to do it over again. So there's take two, let's move on to take three.
Yep.
But, I suspect that after the fact they listened to some and said, which one's the best?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, it's not like they could mix and match them either. Like,
right.
You can't fix it in post.
Yeah, exactly.
You got one crack at it.
And, post was to do it again.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Interesting. I know sometimes you have information as to which take it was. Do you have that?
I do not have that for any of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sadly.
All right. Well, that was called Money Musk.
Money Musk.
Okay.
Yes.
And it's a place?
Yeah, it's a place in Aberdeenshire, Scotland.
Oh, listen. During one of our free times when we go to Scotland,
right,
which we've also talked about doing.
Yeah, Iceland to Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to try to visit it.
Yeah, absolutely. In all of our spare weekends.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, we'll just have to figure it out and do it.
Yeah. You know what fuels our travels most of the time?
Oh, what's that, Yulia?
That'd be caffeine by way of coffee.
Indeed it would.
Yes. Occasionally tea in the afternoons.
Right.
But primarily in the morning.
Yes.
We have coffee.
Yes, indeed.
And it's fascinating to me. And it shouldn't be at this point because I've been alive now 50 years. But like in the morning when I wake up, I'm barely human. But when I get about 3/4 of a cup of coffee in me, it's like a switch gets flipped and suddenly I won't shut up.
Can confirm.
Yeah. So so that is the power and glory and awe of Skeleton Brew Coffee, which is what we, your humble podcast hosts, are selling.
Yes.
We use it we sell it to help support the podcast primarily, but we also, it's our passion. We do like coffee. We like a good cup of coffee.
Yes, indeed.
And that's, they say if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And I'm not sure about that, but we do love the coffee and we do love selling it. And we do love drinking it.
We do. All of that combined.
Mm-hmm.
And with Skeleton Brew, it also helps us with our other passion, which is being able to support things that are near and dear to us. So with Skeleton Brew, and we'll talk about the various roasts that we have in just a moment. With Skeleton Brew, we do use our proceeds to, pay our hosting bills. Not much more than that, but that's what we like to do with it. But we also like to donate we donate $1 per item purchased to public broadcasting.
Yes, it's very important. It's especially important now when voices are being silenced.
Yes.
That is un-American.
It absolutely is.
That is un-American.
Yes.
Like, I remember my grandfather used to say that people can say anything they want. And that's what makes the United States great.
Absolutely. Whether you agree with it or not.
Yep.
Right.
He's like, we fought wars not to agree with each other, but to have the freedom to disagree with each other.
Exactly. 100% correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and right now, any voices of dissent are actively being silenced.
Yes.
And that is not something that we stand for.
Right.
And so, in that vein, we are using a portion of our proceeds, $1 from every item purchased from skeletonbrew.coffee, which is where you can find everything that we have to offer. $1 from each item purchased will get donated to public media.
Yes.
We like to donate to PBS. We like to donate to all kinds of stuff. NPR,
NPR.
WXPN, independent, non-corporate, non-commercial, dedicated to the people kind of coffees.
Broadcasting entities or mass media entities that are not beholden to anybody to tell them what to do.
That's right. Become ungovernable. That's
Exactly.
That's something that I used to hear and think, oh, what the hell does this mean? But now I understand.
Yes.
Now I understand what it means to be ungovernable.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yes.
So you mentioned that we have roasts.
We do. We have 6 regular daily roasts, and I'm hesitating because I'm hesitating on how I wanted to approach this. We now, at skeletonbrew.coffee, have 3 lines of coffee. We've got our daily roasts, of which we have a straight-up Colombian, a really yummy dark earth decadence, and a few others. They range from, a light medium to darker roasts, and they are good for any part of your day. If you love coffee, you will love these. They are sourced from individual farms around the globe. They are, for the most part, single origin coffees. I think we've got 1 blend. Farmers are all small farms, nothing mass produced by a corporation anywhere. The coffee is all roasted on demand. So once you order it, it gets roasted and shipped to you. It will be as fresh as can possibly be.
It's delightful.
In addition to the daily roasts, we have a rotating series of Wheel of the Year roasts, or Sabbat roasts that follow the Wheel of the Year. We have 2 coffee and 2 tea up at any time, depending upon the time of year. And we are currently planning on our llamas roast coming up, and tea coming up.
That's right around August 1st.
Right. So we expect to have that ready to go by the last week of July.
Cool.
Yes. And in addition to that, we have started our 3rd Skeleton Brew line of curling coffees.
Yes. They're adorable.
They are.
Yes.
Inspired by our newest year-long passion of the game of curling. There is the sad 8 a.m. draw, which is a mixed blend with extra Robusta in it for a little bit of extra caffeine to get your butt moving to get there for 8 a.m.
Yep.
We have Hurry Hard, which is also a Colombian blend. It's a workhorse coffee.
That's
like the sweepers.
That's right. Hurry Hard is something that sweepers are. We hear it in our sleep.
We do.
When you have to sweep a rock, when you got to drag a rock down the ice.
Yeah.
If it's been thrown a little bit light.
Yeah.
Your skip is screaming at you, hurry, hard! Oh my gosh.
my last skip did not like it when I yelled out, "Come help a brother out then." We also have a really awesome French roast, which we have labeled the 8-ender, because an 8-ender is the perfect end. And should you ever happen to score one, you need to be as unapologetic about it as our coffee is.
That's right.
Yes. And finally, just after the game is over, we have our broom stacking blend, which is a half calf.
Yeah.
Yes. A nice way to settle down after the game without jazzing yourself all back up.
Yeah, and if you want to, you can even tip a little bit of whiskey in there.
Absolutely. Yes.
Be yummy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we have a sister line, I guess you could say, to Skeleton Brew over at NoKings.coffee.
Aha, now we're getting into it.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. NoKings.coffee is inspired by the No Kings movement, and it is our anti-tyranny blend. We have 3 coffee roasts up there entitled Fraternité, Égalité, and Liberté. all inspired by the French Revolution, before they restored the monarchy and then got rid of it again. And they are also very superb blends, light, medium, and dark.
I really love the Liberté.
The Liberté is...
That's still my runaway favorite.
It is, definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. And with those coffees, we have our cats.
So yes, that's what we were discussing. That we alluded to that earlier. We have some neat gifts in that shop. Starring our own Logan and Julie. Julie is the little white cat with the two different colored eyes, and Logan is the one with the derpy look on his face. And they both bite fascists, so you don't have to.
Correct. They have had their shot.
They have. They have indeed. And they are willing to do all of the hard work for you. We have some neat Julie and Logan themed things in the store. And $2 from every item, whether you purchase a bag of coffee or you purchase one of our coaster sets or a mug or something fun like that. Do we have stickers in there?
We do not yet have stickers, but they are inevitable.
Oh, yeah, we should get some stickers.
Yeah, there will be stickers in.
Yeah, maybe we should get some more cat art, too.
Yeah.
We've got lots of pictures.
We do. It'll be one of our free weekends that we do.
Anyway, I'm committing us to things that I got to stop doing that. But anyway, $2 from everything that you purchase in our No King store will go to Indivisible.
Yes.
Which is, we are not affiliated officially with the No Kings movement, but we really passionately believe in what Indivisible is doing. And that's including the No Kings rallies, that is including the No Kings marches, that is including, there was a general strike kind of back in March?
Yeah.
And I hope that I can't wait to see what they've got planned next, because with every successive push, it's gotten bigger.
Yeah.
And that's how it happens. Like, revolution does not happen overnight.
Correct.
It has to be sustained. It has to be consistent, because revolution needs momentum.
Yeah.
And we are here to fuel your revolution.
Correct.
And that is what we hope to do with Skeleton Brewed Coffee and with No Kings Coffee. And you can find both at skeletonbrewed.coffee, COFFEE, and nokings.coffee.
Correct.
And you're doing a world of good for a lot of people. You're supporting us, you're supporting farmers, you're supporting independent roasters, you're supporting just a host of other people. And more importantly is you're taking your own part in the revolution by not supporting the corporate fuckheads that are out here trying to screw us all and sell us shitty coffee.
Absolutely. Life is too short for bad coffee.
Honestly. Double middles to Starbucks.
Exactly. Yes. So go check us out. NoKings.coffee, skeletonbrew.coffee. See our cats. Get some good coffee. Moving on. We are going on to our second song, which is going to have a little bit of talk beforehand about it. This is the Durang Hornpipe Medley, recorded by John Baltzel playing the fiddle and John Burkhart playing the piano for Edison Records in 1923. Now, there's a kind of a lot to say about this, because it's not only is the song fascinating, but so is one of the artists.
So what is it called?
The Durang.
Spell?
Durang.
Okay.
Hornpipe Medley.
I wonder if that's a variation of the spelling of Darragon.
It is not. The song was named in honor of John Durang.
Okay.
John Durang served in the Continental Army during the American Revolution. After the war, he became America's first widely recognized professional dancer and choreographer.
Huh.
Yes.
Say that again?
After the war.
After the revolution?
After the American Revolution, yes. John Durang became America's first widely recognized professional dancer and choreographer.
So dancer, what was his discipline?
I
guess ballet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He helped popularize the hornpipe, which was a lively solo dance that blended British and Irish traditions with emerging American styles. He's considered one of the founders of professional theatrical dance in the U.S. And this particular song became very, very popular. And it became one of the standards of American fiddling.
I think it is called the Daragon, but
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
We'll find out soon enough.
Uh-huh.
No one is sure if he had anything to do with the song at all. I would say not, but I don't have anything to base that off. Now, John Baltzell, B-A-L-T-Z or Z-E-L-L. I have a lot of notes on. He was born September 23, 1860, in Knox County, Ohio. He grew up in a log cabin in a farming community. And as a child, he first learned to play the fiddle on homemade cornstalk fiddles before acquiring and repairing an actual violin that had been discarded.
I love that.
Oh, it gets better.
I love that.
It gets better. He became acquainted with Daniel Decatur Emmett, the songwriter best known for composing Dixie.
Decatur.
Fair. Emmett retired to Mount Vernon, Ohio, where these two musicians became friends. Emmett encouraged Baltzell to play by ear rather than relying on written music.
Interesting choice. Why?
I do not know.
Huh.
I do not know that. Now, unlike many modern musicians, I guess even at the time, Baltzell was not a full-time performer. He worked as a boilermaker for the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Around what time?
This would have been late 1800s, early 1900s.
Good chance he worked with my great uncle.
Fascinating.
My great. But in my family, there's a watch that was given to him upon his retirement, a silver watch from the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Oh, neat. Too fascinating.
So it's possible.
It's very possible, yeah. Yeah. So music was something that he pursued in his down hours. This is where it becomes even more fascinating. He was 63 years old when Thomas Edison invited him to New York to record in 1923. And those sessions made him one of the earliest old-time fiddlers to be commercially recorded. Over the next few years, he recorded for Edison, OK Banner, Plaza, and several budget labels, and in total recorded more than 40 sides.
Okay.
And he was 63 when this all started.
Oh, bless him.
Yes.
All right.
And after his Edison records were released, he became a regular radio performer.
That's cool.
Right. And he ended up winning a number of fiddle championships.
Listen, it just goes to show it is never too late.
Follow what you love.
Do what you're passionate about.
Yeah, exactly.
And you never know where it's going to take you.
Yeah.
And it's never too late. Like, that reminds me of Sidney Greenstreet. You and I have talked about Sidney Greenstreet.
Yeah.
Sidney Greenstreet was a stage actor, and he had moderate success, but he didn't get his breakout roles until he was in his 60s.
Yeah.
And that was for Warner Brothers, for the Warner Brothers studios.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was in everything.
He was.
After Maltese, was it Maltese Falcon? Or was it, I can't remember what was in.
He was also in.
He was in Casablanca. He was in.
Yeah, those are the two I was thinking of.
Tons of other ones. Christmas in Connecticut.
That's the other one. Yeah, and he was the Fat Man. And
the Fat Man. It became a running joke for Warner Brothers. But he didn't have commercial success until he was in his 60s.
Yeah.
And he did it because, he worked hard.
Yeah.
But he just worked hard at what he loved.
Exactly.
And then he found success on the screen, and he was terrific on screen.
Yeah.
He's mesmerizing on screen.
Yeah.
He's really terrific.
Yeah.
And I actually just watched another film with him and Peter Lorre and a woman whose name I can't remember. It was the three of them. It was name can't come to me right now, but it was really good. Anyway, in Green Street. So sorry,
Yeah.
I digress. I'm so jazzed when I hear about people, not letting things like age stop them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
There's hope for us.
So there is. We're not yet 60s. We still might be in the Olympics for curling.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the Durang Hornpipe Medley, recorded on the Edison Records label in 1923.
I'm excited. Okay. So I meant Dargason.
Okay.
And that's not what we heard.
Fair.
Not Dargason. Dargason, which is another kind of famous hornpipe melody.
Okay.
That was written a little bit earlier. It was written in the 17th century. And you'll know it.
Oh, I know that one, yes.
And it came to mind. There are a lot of hornpipes, like a lot of
Right.
like hornpipe style melodies.
Right.
A lot of people know. Who was it? Handel's hornpipe. Bum bum ba
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So it's a style. It's a style of music. And it's meant to be danced to.
Yeah.
You know, you hear of a sailor's hornpipe. You hear of and it's
Right.
it's lively. There,
Right.
it was the 18th century, 17th century banger.
Yeah. Yes.
Had a nice beat. I could dance to it.
Right.
But yes, I was thinking of Dargason.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I'm not familiar with that melody. That was fun.
I
liked
enjoyed
it.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
And that dude could saw a mean fiddle.
It really could, and we talk a lot about the technology of the era, which was, very basic, but it really suits itself well to that type of music and song.
Yeah, yeah. And I liked that it was stripped down. I think I heard, did I hear a bass in there?
There would have been a piano. So the piano would have been using bass.
Yeah, I definitely heard the piano.
Yeah.
So maybe, because I heard some bass in there too, I wonder if they were playing the bass in octaves.
That's
Which is, that seems to me how it gave it its bottom.
right. I mean, there were no other musicians credited on the record.
Yeah. And I doubt it would have been, because a string bass, as we've talked about before, would not have
Yeah.
carried.
Yeah, exactly.
And I certainly did not hear a tuba.
Right.
So I'm thinking that pianist must have been playing octaves in the bass. But yeah, I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
And I liked it because it was stripped down.
Yeah, exactly. You could dance to it still. Yeah.
Yeah, you could dance to it, and you could hear all the parts.
Yes.
Which I really liked.
Yeah.
Unlike our first piece, which was a little bit difficult for me because it was almost like too many musicians.
Right, exactly.
Right?
I mean, we can do it now. We can have an entire orchestra, recorded, with everyone gets their own microphone.
Yeah, you can hear every part as though you were sitting right next to any
Right.
one of those musicians.
Right. At the time, they did not. Everyone did not get their own horn. There was one shared communal horn, and it did not lend itself well to an entire orchestra, which I think is one of the reasons why Leopold Stokowski had so much initial original success. Is he was able to identify of my orchestra what instruments and who do I need stripped down and pared down to give the orchestra sound on a shellac record in
Yeah.
1921.
And that's really where part of his genius
Yeah,
lay,
exactly.
is-
Because
yeah.
you listen to his old recordings, prior to 1926 now, and unless you're really listening for it, sometimes it's hard to tell that there's not an entire orchestra there.
Yeah. So I have a question.
Yes.
How big were the horns that they had to
They
position themselves in front of?
they were big. They were probably at their widest 3.5 to 4 feet wide.
Okay,
They
so
were
pretty
huge.
big.
They
yeah.
were huge.
Yeah. So would it make, like, if you had a larger ensemble, would you then use a bigger horn?
Well, not necessarily. You couldn't really use a larger ensemble. There was just that limit. I mean, sound is, of course, waves.
Sure.
And the larger the recording horn, the more that those sound waves bounce around and cause echoes.
I see.
So they really had to have a specific size horn and then crowd everyone around it.
Like, and any bigger would be like diminishing returns.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I am not a physicist. I am a musician, and I know a little bit about acoustics, but not enough about the mechanics.
Right.
So
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
there we
sense.
go. And if you're interested in that, we have that type of information and more on our Blind Skeleton website.
We do.
We do. Leopold.
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 Oh my God.
So if you were to browse your way over to blindskeleton.one, that is blindskeleton.one, you will find not only this podcast up there, but a series of blog posts that study and examine vintage entertainment.
So cool. That's like, we talked about following our passions.
Yes,
That's something that we're super into.
it really is.
We like the old stuff.
We do, and what's really neat is every now and then we're like, oh, we've got to do this. For instance, just this morning we stumbled across an article about...
Oh, no, don't no spoilers.
About something amazing
There
that
we
we're
go.
going to put onto the website.
It is very cool.
It really is.
I'm super jazzed about it. I can't wait to read about it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, we're going to
read
watch a
little bit
documentary
more.
about it too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, then we'll get some more information up there. But, in addition to blog articles, we have a 24/7 streaming all-time radio site. Just go in there and tune in, so to speak, and you will be listening to whatever old-time radio show is queued up next. It might be The Lone Ranger or one of my favorites, The Shadow, and the list goes on and on and on.
I like Life of Riley.
Life of Riley
I
is
like
up there.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
They're fun too.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I like the comedies.
Yeah. There's so many of them
Yeah.
out there. And it rotates 24/7. We also have the Blind Skeleton Theater, which is a selection of curated silent movies that we like.
Yes.
And every now and then we add a few more, just because they are really awesome.
They are really neat, and they are timeless.
Yes.
We sometimes will sit down and we will watch a feature-length silent film on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, they're a lot of fun to watch. And they're timeless, because I don't know, there's just the settings are obviously, from a time gone by, but the comedy is still great.
Well, right.
We don't watch a lot of dramas, but because I don't know why. I don't know why that is, but even the suspense, we watched The Stranger, which is Alfred Hitchcock's first film.
A silent
film,
Yes.
and it was very suspenseful.
It was.
And it's all down to the talent of the direction and the actors.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they had to sell it.
Yeah.
And they had to do it without speaking.
Right.
And that we talk often about people having to use their own ingenuity
Yeah.
to figure it out. And they did.
They did.
And it survives to today, and it still works. It's still just as captivating today.
It is. Of course, original filmmakers would have started by using stage theatrics, what they knew, and then slowly, certain directors and producers realize that we can maybe do a couple of other things, and when you watch these movies today, you can watch, there's something in them for everyone. You can watch for the story and be inspired by a story. You can watch for historical purposes, just to, see something from the past. Or like me, a lot, you can watch for the production value. Like, how did they do this with what they had at the time? And for me, that's just as fascinating as the stories that the movies are telling.
Yeah, and a lot of it was risky business. Like, we talk about Harold Lloyd. He did all of his own stunts.
Yeah, when he climbed the building
Yeah.
in Safety Last, he climbed the building.
That's
Yeah.
ballsy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I want to say Chaplin also.
I'm not as familiar, honestly.
Yeah,
but
I'm not 100% sure, so don't take my word for it. Please go look for yourself.
Right.
But yeah, it's the way they did it was risky.
Yeah.
On a lot of levels, and we here at Blind Skeleton appreciate it, and that is what blindskeleton.one is all about. It is our love letter to all things vintage entertainment.
Yes.
And not just music, but film, photography, art, everything. It all goes into telling the story of humanity.
Yes.
And that's why we love it.
Yeah. It's part of who we were and who we are.
That's right.
Yes.
And if you go over to blindskeleton.one and sign up for our newsletter, we will give you a 2-ounce sample of our coffee.
Yes.
So sign up for the newsletter. You'll get a thingy asking you for an address for us to send it to. It doesn't even need to be your address. It could be your work address. It could be anywhere. We will send it anywhere. And we believe in our coffee that much that we would like you to try some.
Yes.
Try it for yourself. See what you think.
Exactly.
And also on our website, we've got ways to get a hold of us. You can find our Blue Sky links there. We are only on Blue Sky because the rest of social media is pretty garbage. You can find our email addresses there. There's a web form to fill out if you want to get in touch. And we do have a phone number.
We do.
302-609-1925.
Yes.
You should call it.
You should.
It'd be neat.
Yep. There's not going to be anything tricky about it. There's no jokes that are told. There's no press 1 to do this, press 2 to hear a duck quack or anything like that.
Yeah, no, there's not.
Yeah. It's just, it's a voicemail service. Go ahead and leave us a voicemail. Let us know what you like, what you don't, what you want to hear.
Yeah, and if you want to be on the show, we'd love to talk to you. Listen, you don't need to be an expert. You could just be somebody who is as passionate about this stuff as we are. And if you want to talk about it with us, we would love to have a third person to BS with.
Absolutely.
We'd love to have you as a guest.
Yeah.
Let us know.
Yeah.
Give us a call, leave us a message, tell us where you're listening from, and let's chat.
Yeah, precisely.
He.
Okay. Now, moving on to our third song of the day. This one, kind of pulls a couple of things together. This is a song entitled Washington Gray's March.
Washington Gray's March. Grays?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, it is not about a person named Washington Gray. It is about the Washington Grays, a volunteer militia unit from Philadelphia.
I believe I've heard of this. Yes, go on.
Named after George Washington, of course.
Certainly.
So it really begins to pull together the American Revolution theme for the day. It's named after George Washington for a militia from Philadelphia, which really kind of is the birthplace of the United States.
Mm-hmm. And music and the militia have long been tied together in this country.
Yes, very much.
Probably starting way before that, the British.
Oh, yeah.
And even way before that. We've talked before about how for each branch of the U.S. military, there is a march.
Yes.
And there were musical cues. It was, the generals weren't able to call out to the whole of their armies with directions and things. So there were bugle calls that gave precise instructions across the camp, across the entire unit.
Yeah.
To tell people what to do. And it was, there were bugle calls for everything from waking up to going to sleep.
Yes.
And we learned about taps this weekend, which is interesting.
Yes.
I encourage you all to go have a little Google on that because that's an interesting story that I didn't know.
Yeah, nor did I. I was fascinated by it.
Yeah. And also, we talked before briefly about fife and drum.
Yes.
That was, to keep everybody sort of together and marching together rather than just, a leisurely stroll down the street. You marched down and you frequently had a drum for everybody to keep time, and you had a little fife.
Yeah.
Maybe more than one to play a tune.
Well, and, in the chaos of the battle, also used to convey messages.
Yep. Music and our military have been hand in glove for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about the Washington Grays.
Okay, well, there's not really a whole lot to say. The Washington Grays were a volunteer militia unit from Philadelphia. This song itself does not date to the Revolutionary War. It doesn't go back that far. It's just, inspired by the Washington Grays, who were, of course, inspired by George Washington.
So what else? So from what time period were the Washington Grays?
The Washington Grays were the 1800s.
Okay. So they were volunteer militiamen.
Yes.
For Pennsylvania?
Yes.
Okay. During the Civil War?
It would have been, they would have been after the Revolutionary War, but they would have banded together, just as a militia.
Kind of like National Guard.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This particular song was composed in 1861 by Claudio Grafulla, Grafulla.
That's Irish boy.
He's actually a Spaniard.
You don't say.
And immigrated to the United States. He served as the bandmaster for New York's 7th Regiment Band.
Okay.
And we are listening to a recording from the Standard Disc label, 1910.
Oh, old. Okay.
Old. Performed by the Standard Band, which would have been their house band.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the Washington Grays March.
That was cool.
It was a march.
Yeah, well, it was, yeah, of course. And who composed it?
I had his name right here. Claudio Grafulli.
That's right. The nice Irish boy.
Yes. See.
Very technically difficult piece. Getting everybody to play that all at the same time as cleanly as they did, very difficult. They were fighting each other on tempo a little bit. I noticed that some people were playing those 16th notes a little bit too fast. But yeah, that very, very technically difficult piece to execute. And they did it brilliantly. So I'm super impressed with that.
Very cool.
Yeah. Getting everybody to play that. There's a lot of those little runs in there.
Yeah.
And that's very hard to get everybody to play that. Ideally, when everybody is playing that same rhythm, you want it to sound like it's one person.
Right.
And for the most part, they succeeded.
Yeah.
You didn't have anybody hanging on to any of those articulations too long. You didn't have anybody articulating differently. It sounded very uniform. So kudos to those musicians, man. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah, they pulled it out nicely.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. I wish I had more information about anyone involved in the recording. I don't have the conductor or any of the musicians.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
That's a shame. You know, and such is the case that's the life story of a studio musician.
Yes.
Right? Like, like session musicians, even now, very rarely do session musicians get their day in the sun.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they get a credit, of course, these days.
Sure,
Yeah.
they get a credit, but most of the time, these incredible artists kind of fade into obscurity.
Right.
And a degree of anonymity. Only every once in a while will a session musician ever sort of get elevated and it's usually by somebody by a solo artist or a name like somebody like a big name who chooses to elevate that particular artist.
Right.
Like I'm thinking of the session bassist for David Bowie, Philadelphia person, by the way. I can't recall her name, but she was a session bassist, and she enjoyed some fame after playing for Bowie, and I think that Bowie helped her kind of make but only there are so many session, like I listen to, like I love Nat King Cole.
Okay.
And there are some really, I mean, he produced some really incredible songs with the same handful of studio musicians. You only ever hear about him.
Right.
But the people that played with him were so good. So good. And like, who are they?
Right.
What happened to them? We don't know. And that happens so often with and it's sad because like I wish I knew more about who conducted this group.
Right.
Because we don't know much about the standard. I mean, we do know much about the standard label,
Yeah.
but standard was overshadowed by Edison and Columbia and Victor and all of those.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's like I wish we knew more about these people because they were obviously really dedicated to their craft and really knew what they were doing. And I mean, there's a lot of musicians. We can't all be famous, right?
Right. Right.
There's a lot of really
sadly
good.
True.
Yeah, it is. But I wish we knew more about who conducted it and you know more about the band itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
I imagine an historian out there somewhere does. And if you're one of them, please get in touch.
Yeah. Give us a call. You know the number.
I mean, arguably, that should be my problem and my job. But my job is to listen to these songs completely having not heard it before. So.
It's true. She's making a jab at me that I should be doing a better job doing the research.
I'm not. And you don't have all the time in the world either, right? So I'm sure if we wanted to, we could do a deep dive on that. And maybe I will. I don't know. But yeah, that's great. I really enjoyed that. That was so well done. And you know me, I love a march.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And I thought it was a nice way to pull in and end the episode this week.
That's right. Because the father of the American Revolution, that would be our George Washington.
Yeah, and the city as well.
That's right.
Good shout out to our buddies up in Philadelphia.
That's right. You know, there's a lot of great history in this country, and a lot of it there are cities that were famous for their part in the Revolution. There was, of course, Boston, because there was a huge rebellion movement up in Boston. New York, also a lot of history in New York. For a lot of people, their American story began in New York.
Yeah.
Of course, D.C., Virginia, you know, the first people to colonize really landed in Virginia. But the place where it all began, Philadelphia.
Yeah.
And I am immensely proud of that.
Yes. And to this day, they still take no shit.
That's right. Yeah. My own family's story began in Philadelphia.
Did it really?
In 1733. Yeah. Yep.
That goes back quite some time.
Sure does.
Yeah. And with that, we're going to call it a day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? It was fun. I enjoyed this.
Yeah. It was a good time this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all for listening in, and we will see you again next week.
Don't forget to reach out to us.
And go check out some coffee.
That's right.
Yes.
Bye.